a miracle, doc. They counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. I'm that dog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on the beat, back with a family that bang in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning to flee. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand, flipping the script.
What's going on, everybody? Are you ready and fired up for some Sunday Night CrossFit Talk? Carolyne Prevost, Jamie Latimer, and myself are here to talk about all the news in the CrossFit space and everything kind of going on around it. It's been kind of a dud of a week for some news. We got a couple things, so we're going to talk about those, and then we're going to turn it over to you guys to talk about whatever you guys want to, and we'll wrap it up with that. But I get to come in tonight on a victory, which for a Penn State and Chicago Bears fan is very rare.
Yeah.
But thank goodness for a blocked field goal from Josh Blackwell at the very end of the game to seal the victory. And in a game that we did not play to the best of our ability, we ended up coming out with a victory.
That's good. Yeah, Lions too.
I have a question to ask you, though.
Okay.
How much grief is Ben Johnson going to get? Did you see his halftime interview?
I did not.
So the interviewer said, do you guys need to change in the second half? And he said, what do you think?
He's pretty curt. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, he is. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Part of me likes it, like in the press conferences with the local media, because they ask the same questions over and over again, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of like it there. Not sure it was the best look on national TV coming out of halftime.
Yeah. I feel like he did it, was it last week too? It's a very similar comment.
I know one week he skipped it altogether. Like he didn't even do the halftime interview. So, but he's been with the Lions for years, and now this is his first year with the Bears. Mm-hmm. So you've seen that in him before?
I don't know that I noticed. I mean, I don't know that I even like would pay attention to if he even would speak. You get Dan, and Dan's like, you know, he'll rile you up. Like I don't know.
We're gonna bite some ankles and kneecaps.
Yeah, I don't know. He is an interesting fellow. I mean, he's got one singular focus. I don't think he has time to chit chat. That is the role though of the head coach. Like he needs to probably learn that a little bit.
He's been great like all season, and it's just been in the last couple of weeks he kind of gets curt with the local media, mm-hmm. and now it seems to be carrying over to the national media. And so it's just interesting. But on a different note, not football, I do have a question for Carolyne. And I'm a big time Pittsburgh Penguin fan.
Fleury?
Yes. So Marc-Andre Fleury was their goalkeeper the last time they won the Stanley Cup. And he retired, and then he went to Vegas, played for them. I think he won a cup in Vegas. And then he finished his career in Florida. And I think won another cup.
He played for Minnesota. He played for Chicago. I think he went around after for many teams.
So this weekend, the Penguins brought him back on a one-day contract and let him play in a preseason game so he could say goodbye to the Pittsburgh fans. Is that typical for hockey?
He is one of the most popular players, like in the National Hockey League. And like he was like in Pittsburgh, like I don't even know how many years, 15, 20 years. He was
drafted by them, and like he was there forever.
Yeah, forever. I mean, it's almost like, you know, allowing a NBA player to come back to the hometown. Like Kyle Lowry always says that he wants to retire a Toronto Raptor. Like it's like they come back for, you know, a day contract or something like that. I feel like it happens in a lot of sports in general. When you have a team that just says taking you in and, you know, you sign that one day contract just to retire there.
Yeah. I've seen that in football a lot. Like it's ceremonious. They signed the one day contract, but he actually took the ice. Like he went out and went in goal for a preseason game and played.
Well, he's a good goalie. He's my favorite goalie.
Yeah. It's something I'd never seen before. But I did think it was extremely cool because they put him in the third period. So like it was preseason. So he's not like taking a spot away from anybody. And the fans got to like give him a standing ovation, and it was really cool.
I like him a lot. And he's always pranking a couple of his teammates, specifically like Sidney Crosby. They do pranks back and forth, and he put stickers and his 29 number on Sydney's car this weekend. And yeah, he made sure that if he came back, the pranks were continuing. So nice. I love it. I love it for him, though. I think if there's a player that deserves to just, end somewhere and just end it the right way, he's one of those players that comes to mind. Like he's a great guy.
Yeah. So before we get into the CrossFit stuff, Jamie, your hip. What I didn't realize till after last week's show is how serious this surgery is. Like your recovery is 6 months. It's not a 6 week, 8 week thing.
No, yeah, it may be like, I don't know how to say it. It's like less invasive than a total hip replacement, but the healing is slower than if I would have just gotten a total hip replacement. Just probably, I don't know. Yeah, he said like 9 months to a year.
So are you basically out for the next year, or do you think you can do parts of the Open? Like, is that fun?
Yeah, that'll be very questionable. Possibly if it's light, it's possible. I mean, I don't know that we'll know until, I don't even know that I'll be able to do stuff till like 4 months. So I don't even know where I'll be at that point. Right. Like, I don't know. Try not to think that far down the road. Like,
and really, like, you need to do what's right for your body for longevity. Like, if this has been bothering you since literally like 10 years ago, like,
exactly,
get it done. You have to find some time to get it done.
Right. And if I'm thinking about the Open right now, I'm probably pushing things too soon. Like, that's just not even my thought process. Like, we'll just take a week at a time and see where I'm at in PT. And I have my follow-up Friday. So this coming Friday with the surgeon. So we'll see how.
Are you walking like with help at all right now, or like at what stage of this recovery are you?
I have to have crutches.
Okay.
So, cause that's the slow part, is like letting the labrum heal, not putting too much weight on the leg or it won't heal. And they shave the bone down. So like all that, like, I don't know, has to heal over. So yeah, I think just like keeping weight off of it, is like the priority. 4 to 6 weeks of crutches. It's hard though. Like I don't know. I probably moved too fast on my crutches. I don't know. I've never been trained on crutches, so I don't even know that I'm doing them right. And I'm like worried. And yes, I probably will need to do the other hip, Denise. And I worry right now with the way I'm like using the one side. It's problematic, and I don't like that. Like I don't like I've had the compensation patterns. Like my left knee was bothering me because of my right hip, and like I don't want to cause more issues on one side for these next 3-4 weeks while I'm gimping around, like trying to avoid that. But it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question as a competitor. Is it easier to give up a season for your future health as a masters athlete, knowing the time frame is forever, than it would be an elite athlete where you have like a ticking clock where you only have so many years to compete in that division?
Sure. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah. If I was 30 or 25 and like, yeah, it would be really hard. Yeah, it is what it is. If I can't come back for a couple of years, and then I, whatever, I take a crack at it when I turn 45. Yeah, it is nice knowing that like the Masters is around. Well, as much as it is around, things change, and it's like frustrating to watch. I'm trying to not really even like dive too much into like what's happening with the season, because it's like, oh great, there's going to be an in-person one. That's what I've been wanting, and I probably can't even go do it. Like, and it probably won't go well, so then we won't have it next year when I can come back. So it's just like, it is what it is.
Well, it's got to go well because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So it should be back. J Snap, what was your surgery exactly?
So FAI, it's a femoroacetabular impingement. So they did a femoroplasty and a acetabularplasty and the labrum reconstruction. There's like 3 or 4 anchors in there.
No, Trish, she just plays a doctor on TV.
It's just my headphones.
Old school headphones.
I've learned doing this podcast thing, it's better to be wired in than to be wireless.
Yeah.
Because like I have my wire too. It never runs out of battery.
Right, exactly.
So, and the other thing about your situation is you're in the 3rd year of your division anyway, right? Like, so it's not like you're 40 in the first year in with your best shot, right? Although you did just as well.
Yeah. And I feel like I think I would have done really well when I was 39.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
So I don't know. I try not to look at it like that per se, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like that, I'm getting towards the end of this one, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but Jason Grubb won at 49, so
exactly. Yeah, hopefully.
Shanna, I found that when I came back from surgery, I was stronger than before the surgery in many, many ways.
Yeah, that's the hope. I mean, that's kind of been the thing for years. Like everyone is just like, well, if you could just get stronger. What do you think I do? Do you like, I mean, I don't know if people just think I like Haley and just do Metcons and run. And that's all I ever did and never tried to get stronger. I mean, I would squat 3-4 times a week. And maybe that was the issue, is like, I was just trying to get stronger, and squatting in particular is what like would kill my back. And I would just be like hung up for 3 days after a squat session. But yeah, I'm not making strength gains. I'm not making progress. I just hurt myself all the time.
Interesting. I wonder if it's because recovery allows the body to fully rest. Yeah, and that's something that Jamie never does. Never. And neither does Carolyne. But Carolyne does it on like a managed schedule, I think.
I mean, I rest twice a week.
That's true.
Like I take 2 full rest days, so. And sometimes, honestly, 3 rest days in my week. Depends how busy I am. Sometimes I might do like Sunday and Monday off. Whatever I feel like.
I usually take Thursdays off. And then Sundays will whatever.
Shanna, all the PT and core work I did helped in so many ways. There's a lot to be said. Like when I first started CrossFit, we would have like days where we just worked on like the small muscle stuff, like the core and balance and different things like that, where we didn't really focus on a Metcon that day. And some of those days were harder than doing a 20-minute Metcon.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Bako, rest when you're dead. Am I right? So seated strict press. I can power snatch easy. Anything I can strict press. Cheat code.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of upper body, bench press, strict press, dumbbell. Just, yeah.
There are so many things to work on in recovery. You can do all 10 arm and core stuff. Build yourself back from ground up.
Yep. I do core every day. I mean, as much I can't like really do anything, but I just basically do McGill curl ups and hold. That's one of the PT exercises I'm doing right now.
Well, we're with you the whole way. We'll follow the journey, and it's going to be a great test of the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum. You know, you're clear over here, so maybe the surgery won't take you all the way back, and you can get through it faster. But hopefully, we'll be patient and along the way as well.
Yeah, I'm trying.
And Denise says, "Look at those guns already, and live at 85% on those. You will see gains."
On my strict press, bench press stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So the last thing I wanted to say is fantasy football wise, I saw Andrew Sten is going to be at 0-4.
Ooh.
Thankfully, Carolyne doesn't know how to use the app yet. Jamie was training her tonight, and I played Carolyne this weekend, so I might be getting my first win.
Yeah, because apparently I kept 2 players that were injured, so that's great. That's great in the starting lineup.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But I had to deal with a week of Jeff Bako in every chat telling everybody that he beat me.
I know.
Every chat in every podcast.
I know.
It was.
I wasn't that far behind him. I was only like 5 points behind him for overall points. We're tied on the leaderboard.
Andrew Sten sat Ashton Genty, who I think had 4 billion yards rushing today against.
Oh, that sucks.
At what point in the week do I have to make my changes? Is it before Thursday? Because
Yes.
there's a game always, like, is it Wednesday or in the morning Thursday? Anytime before the first game?
So it all depends on if your players are playing in that game. Once that position plays, you cannot move either the bench player or the active player if their team has started the game. Once the game starts. So there's the game Thursday night. Right. So technically, if you had nobody playing on Thursday, you can change it all the way up to Sunday at noon or 1 o'clock. But it evolves depending on when they play. So.
All right, maybe I'll pay more attention.
Well, the first thing I wanted to talk about tonight is a little self-promotion for the show. And that is the Service Cup went on last weekend, and the results were posted. And first place in the educator division, no surprise, is Carolyne Prevost.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many times is this as a winner of Fittest Teacher?
I think. Well, back then they didn't continue it. Like, it would just be kind of in the open that they would do it. But like when I've done an extra thing, I think maybe 3rd or 4th time, at least.
Yeah.
So who's the male counterpart?
The male counterpart is Jacob Mason. Much closer battle on the men's side.
Will Carter, he went to the games before on a team.
Okay. Yeah,
But they were only 11 points apart, where Carolyne dominated. You know, those other teachers are going, when is that woman going to retire?
So what happens? Do you get to go to Mayhem and do a
So
final?
I haven't had the email yet we had to send in all 5 of, it's 4 scores, or it's 5 scores. You have to send your video of all of them and then send something to prove that you're within that field.
Okay.
So like a educating certificate or something like that. And then the winning athlete of each division will get an email, and I think we're supposed to be getting all the information. And I think the way it works is I get to choose anyone in the educator division to pair up with me, and then I will go in a pair with educator against a pair of law enforcement, a pair of firefighters, a pair of medical. So I don't know what other one I'm missing right now. Military. So it's not clear whether I'm picking an educator or if I can pick anyone from any field, and we're pairing up. I don't have the information on it. So yes, it's at Mayhem. It's November 15th weekend.
Okay.
I've had a couple of the educator athletes reach out to me saying that they're available. So I have some decisions to make.
And you can pick a male or a female?
I think it's two females. So
okay, so you need to pick a female. Got it.
Yeah, I just don't know whether you're picking from your own division, which is what I think. I think you want to see who is the fittest field versus the fittest pair.
Yeah.
So I would assume you pick from your field. So yeah.
That's cool.
So in talks with some free agents, I guess.
Larry Young is all medical lumped together. I believe so.
Yeah.
John George, how much cheddar? I think it's all for the love of your occupation.
Last year there was money there. Last year I think the winning team, I don't know, I don't have any information this year, but the winning team last year I think had like $3,000. Second place had maybe 1,000, and then third place maybe 500 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a nice trophy cup that Mayhem made. Because I went to go look at a YouTube video because I just was curious on what the hell the event was. So I wanted to see what kind of events they had too last year, just to see what their style was. Because I don't know if it's more CrossFit-y, if it's more strongman and like kind of carrying people. I just wanted to see what kind of things like you're expected there. So then I went back on the Mayhem video from last year and it looked really cool. I think it's two from the same division. And yeah, there was a little prize at the end.
Do they pay for you to get out to Mayhem, or is that?
Ooh, I doubt it.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I would assume no.
Hey, look at this, guys. New member.
Hey.
But yeah, no, I doubt that they would pay because that would be way too expensive.
So let's look at some of the other divisions. This is CrossFit Professional. We have Devin Kopsell was the winner there.
What is CrossFit Professional?
I think it's coaches.
Yeah.
So some of these divisions, you're not. So this one, the CrossFit Professional, the CrossFit Coach is what it is basically.
Mm-hmm.
You're not moving on to the next round, but you were able to participate. Did you guys do the Service Cup workouts at your affiliate?
I had a member do them. He's in military.
Because like I programmed them for CrossFit Coliseum, so we all did them. I didn't do any of mine with the classes because I did 2 of them at school, 2 of them right after school before like classes began, but they all did them. They liked them. They're good.
That's awesome.
Ashley Michael won the CrossFit Professional Women.
Okay.
And then we have a firefighter, Lauren Crocetti. And then on the men's side, we have Cam Crockett. We know
nice.
Cam,
Mm-hmm.
buddy of mine up in Akron. He was Amanda Barnhart's training partner. Probably 5-time semifinal regional athlete.
Brandon Swan, games athlete.
Brandon Swan from Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who fell off the rope the first time he made the games and didn't get to finish. And he's a great guy. I had him on the show, maybe a couple years ago. Super, super awesome guy. A great storyteller. Brendan Smith sounds familiar too. Then we go to law enforcement. We have Samuel Paquin.
Oh yeah, that one sounds really familiar.
Lee Sharum.
Yeah.
He was on a team this year with the Meat Nugget. I can't remember her.
Yep.
Jessica
Androzek.
And then on the women's side, Megan Apostolaris, friend of the show.
Good job.
Royal Canadian Mountie.
That's awesome.
And then we have medical, which is Alex DeGarmo. That name sounds really familiar too.
Sounds very familiar.
And then the men, we have Tristan Harrison, which semifinal athlete again,
Yeah.
last couple years. And military, Jack Rosema, may have heard of him.
Dominated.
Women, Katie Cunningham. And then service supporter. Is this like spouse or partner?
No, probably just anyone that wants to do the workouts.
Okay.
I would assume. Just like
Oh.
you want to support and give $10
That's right.
maybe to
I
join the
think that was
workouts. That's
described.
what I would think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just to like hop into the competition.
So that's Erica Matthews, and on the men's side, Christian Vela. So anyway, those are your Service Cup winners. Jack and Carolyne shockers, I know. And they do have the overall rank. So if I do all, Jack was the overall winner. Cam second. Brandon Swan fifth. And on the women's side, I think Carolyne won the overall for all service. And pretty decent chunk of change.
Like the next educator is 5th place, Maddie Edwards. So a 1 and a 5. That's pretty good. I like looking at that. Where we'll stack up.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, so 25-point win. Not too shabby. All right. How were the workouts?
Workouts are good. They're accessible. No hanging, high skill movements. No handstand push-ups. So a lot of dumbbell work, grippy things. Like one of them was a row, and then you added 50 feet of farmer carry every time. So it was like 20-minute AMRAP of that. So like that, like anyone can just hop in and do that workout. Short workout, you had a thruster and burpee workout, 21, 15, 9, 9, I think it was. Yeah, so shorter-ish. Depends, I guess, if you like that workout. Shorter for some people. And then you had a workout that was a 10-minute AMRAP of hang, clean, and jerk with a barbell into a back squat, into a toes to bar. So it went 5, 10 back squats, 15 toes to bars. And then at the 10-minute mark, you have 5 minutes to do a max clean. Anyhow. My only thing I would say for these workouts is I'm used to going like overhead into a back squat. Like I think that's a light weight that we had, like 80 pounds. I don't know how it was for other members, but I don't think that's a move that a lot of people practice, is to go from the overhead position to a back. So I think it's just a little bit of a miss there for the, like, just the oversight of like safety wise of the workout. But other than that, it was super accessible, fun workouts, nothing too crazy. That 5-minute went by way too fast. I switched my shoes up and even put my wrist wrap thingy. I had like one of my cleans, I had one of them on, and I'm trying to do it on the other one. I thought I had way more time than I had.
John George said it was super grippy.
Yeah, a lot of grippy. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm missing a workout. It was another one with dumbbells over a box. It was like 8 or 10 reps, I don't remember. Then it was dumbbell snatches, maybe like 12, and I think 48 double unders, 6 rounds of that. So sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, so
he did like the toes to bar with the max clean. And he changed his shoes as well. Had time for 3 lifts. So
That's all you really need.
Well, I'm glad they brought it back, and I'm glad that it's being supported. And I hope you find a good partner, and we could see some video of you in Cookville.
I haven't been to Cookville since I've only been there once. 2019 I went there because I competed on a team before for Mayhem, so I haven't been there since. So I'm excited to
Wow.
Yeah,
It's all different now.
yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, I've seen also in the videos.
Yeah.
So
Now they have the big athlete only area, and it wasn't there before. What's crazy is when Lex was there for the MAM Classic, that where that is now was just a big tent, and a rainstorm came in and flooded the whole thing out.
Oh, wow.
On one of the days, and it was such a mess. And that takes us to the next story, and that is being an event organizer and how crazy that can be. And you have to be special to be able to do that. And if you have not heard, Loud and Live decided to sell the Wodapalooza events to a consortium that is headed by Dylan Malistky. And I just want to take a minute to say that if anybody has earned this opportunity, it is Dylan. When I started as a volunteer in 2013, he was just starting as an MC. And he has worked if you don't know his story, he went to college at University of Miami with Allison Scudds and Noah Olson.
Okay.
He got connected with Peak 360 and Guido Trinidad. And he started volunteering with Wodapalooza Miami then. Then they asked him to go on the mic, and he did not want to do it. He didn't think he'd be good at it. If you've ever heard Dylan at an event, he is the best. It takes a special talent not to say the same things all day long. Mm-hmm. And he is so good at it.
You do, like I recognize his voice every time that he's on the mic.
Oh yeah.
He has a voice that like you recognize. And you can't say that about a lot of people like in the space, because you'll hear a lot of voices at different events, but yeah, he's good.
And in all my time in the space, I've never heard someone say a bad word about Dylan. He comes on shows, even though he hates it. He participates in things. He's always available at events to make sure you're doing okay. And I've known him since we were both volunteers, right? So like I've known him since 2014, I think, is when we first worked at an event together. And I'm just super happy for him. And in the story that the barbell spin broke, he talked to Dylan, and everybody on this consortium does CrossFit, has competed at Wodapalooza, and works out in an affiliate, which is pretty freaking cool.
So it's just like a band of people that got together and came up with money to buy this.
It happens all the time. Like in sports, usually nobody has the amount of money to buy like an NFL team. Mm-hmm. So it's a consortium that comes together, pools their money. Dylan was named the director of Waza Sports, which is what it's called now. And he is a partner of the group.
Loud and Live does both the SoCal and the Miami one.
Both were sold.
And like, what was Loud and Live in charge of? Like the media part of it?
So Loud and Live is a big company for event planning in Miami. And like the CrossFit stuff just kind of became part of their portfolio. But really they just let like O'Keefe and or Dylan run the CrossFit stuff. But in Miami, they're like a big event coordinator, like for celebrities, for a lot of different things like that. So it probably didn't fit their portfolio anymore. And so they just were going to be, and if someone was interested in buying it, and Dylan has put so much time and effort into this to grow it, why not give it to the person who is invested in it and let him own it? And it makes more sense to them. Plus it gives Loud and Live some cash flow. So who knows what they're trying to do otherwise, but it gives them pretty immediately some cash flow. But I'm just happy it's him. Like he's just a good dude. And, you know, he grew up through all the stuff that we did and gets what it is. So
that's important.
I put in the rundown, the sneaky big news around this. So Dylan bought this with his group right before SoCal. So the sale was done. We see that all of the CrossFit HQ people were at Wodapalooza SoCal. Some of them who have never been to a Wodapalooza event ever in their time at CrossFit. do you see this leading to even more and bigger partnerships with CrossFit?
Well, there's already one with the Open, I guess, with that partnership. Are you
Yeah.
saying like CrossFit would want to run anything with them? Because I feel like CrossFit's extremely hands off for.
I think that now you have an event director who can help put on events. They have all of the equipment, like the lighting and the stuff that they take from venue to venue, or they have the resources or the connections to get all of that stuff, right? And once you become a bigger company that does it for more than like 2 events or 3 events, but now maybe you do it for 5 or 6 or 7 events, that can become a cheaper overhead.
Right. So you think maybe this will be the group that puts on the local semifinals in the US here?
I just think that it could lead to more, like they could help with the games. They could help with the setup of the games. They could help with different lighting. They could help with different, just to change things up, right? It's just different ideas. They could, Dylan has done a great job of maximizing the footprint he had like in Miami. If you've never been to the original Wodapalooza site, he got every square inch of that park used for Wodapalooza. And just to have that knowledge of like how to plan that footprint. And I only say that, and this is not a dig on CrossFit, really. You go to Madison, there was a lot of empty space, right? And it was really kind of spread out. If you like pulled that in a little bit and got the community closer together, I think it just changes the dynamic of how it looks, how it feels, how the vendors may be excited about it, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it could certainly be in talks. Who knows what's in talks with CrossFit right now?
Yeah.
Denise, Wodapalooza understands how to draw spectators in.
How much are tickets for Wodapalooza?
Everything's always expensive for Wodapalooza.
But they have the free day. And I think that's key. That's a big deal. And they started going into a tiered ticketing system too. Like Madison, like you would have like a festival ticket that was $50 a day, and then you'd have the VIP ticket that was like $300 a day. Now their VIP area was beach bars, up on the top of the thing, like really well done and well thought out, right? CrossFit is finally realizing that having partners is a good thing. The same old model doesn't work, so let's counter WFP and partner with someone who supports CrossFit. Sure.
I don't think you need to counter WFP. I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, the problem always lies in the more people you bring in, the more information gets out ahead of time, because you're bringing in a whole nother group to loop them in.
Well, I'm not even saying like that they have to be a part of like the strategy. They just have resources, right?
But they have to for floor setup. Like they have to.
You're thinking floor setup. I'm thinking venue setup.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess you can keep things very vague, but like if you start talking about, hey, I need a 70-foot floor and I need some of it turf, or we start adding elements. I mean, yeah, you could probably still keep it super vague, but
Well, you could keep that in house if you wanted to.
yeah.
And just the whole like footprint of the event.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good thing. The more partners you have, the more people with expertise and knowledge, and you don't have to bring on every member of Wodapalooza sport. You could just like say, hey, Dylan, can you help us out with X, Y, and Z and bring in one person? Or I don't know. It was exciting to me because I think it opens up the avenues of some new and exciting things.
I tell you what.
Go ahead.
You know who needs to bring them in is Legends. They need
that footprint was terrible.
Right. Vendor space, just not laid out well. It's not
really spread out.
It wasn't laid out well at all. Like they were all the way at the end, and like the spectators didn't even have to go there at all and see anything.
Nope.
There was no reason for it where it was.
We just don't have any sponsors in the space right now. I just feel like it's hard to get sponsors. It's too expensive. We're charging too much. Tickets are too much, and charging the sponsors too much to have a booth there. And I think if you have more sponsors, first of all, it helps with the event and draws people in because they can go and see a bunch of different vendors. I just think we have a problem with pricing, which we talked about previously.
I will bang the drum forever. The Wodapalooza's free day makes the vendors so happy. And I guess at SoCal, the vendor village is outside of where your ticketing is. So if you just want to go shop, it's right out front. Yeah. Denise said Yeti was a sponsor and wasn't even there. You know what I hate about Yeti is I was at the games. Yeti in Vendor Village, this is in Madison. They had a big booth set up with all the different colored Yeti cups and all the sizes and all the shapes and all the stuff. And I love Yeti, and I wanted a Yeti bottle. And I went in to buy one. They weren't selling them there. They just made a big display and like go to the website and buy it.
Wow.
Well, you just lost me because like I was going to hand you a credit card right here, but I'm not going to get online and have it shipped to my house.
They didn't want to bring inventory.
But they had all the cool colors.
Yeah.
Andrew Sten, I will say Legends got screwed by some sponsors that came from the CrossFit side. Yeah, I know that when I talk to people, not necessarily at Legends, but other groups that have worked with CrossFit, they only got so many slots to get sponsors or people in the vendor village, and then CrossFit left X number open for themselves because it's still called the CrossFit age group CrossFit Games. So, but that shouldn't have impacted the footprint.
No.
So, all right. WFP made an announcement this week when Will Moorad was on with Peter of Coffee Pods and Wods. They announced finals will be 9 events. That this is Copenhagen. This is the road we've been following for a while. And it is laid out over 4 days. Day 1 will be a swim and one other event. Day 2 will be Project 1, their community event, but they're also making the athletes do it as well. And then 1 event. Then day 3 will be 3 events, and day 4 will be 2 events.
I felt like we already knew that information. We already knew that there was 9 events in a swim there. So I don't know I guess we just know how many days have how many events. That's the only new information.
And
That's
the Project 1.
And the Project 1.
Yeah.
What is Project 1?
It is a community workout. I think it's already been announced.
Like like the athletes would already know what it is?
I think so. I'd have to double check. I shouldn't have said yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't know if it had something to do with their community stuff that they were doing all along, or if it's, I don't know.
What about, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll finish this and I'll come back to the question. John asked a great question and I want to pose it out there. So anyway.
Yeah, no, there was like that community stuff going on throughout the season, right? Like there was like a strength community and then like a gymnastics community. I don't know if this.
I
pairs
don't
into.
understand what Project One is or what they're trying to accomplish with it, but it's a community event.
Yes.
And the workout that they're using for it, they actually are now programming as part of the finals. So the elite athletes will be doing the same workout that the community is doing. What that means, I don't know. So after watching, and I'm assuming you watched the Will Moorad interview with Peter, are you gaining any more confidence in the WFP?
No, I mean, Will is just like a good talker. Like, I don't know that I'm getting any information out of him.
I thought he was better in the interview than he's been in other ones. I thought that he was smoother and not necessarily and I thought he seemed more open with his responses.
Because you guys are cutting out for me.
I think that's on your end, Carolyne.
Yeah, your internet is breaking up.
Because I Googled Project One, WFP, and there's a workout that comes out also.
There you
So
go.
I don't know if it's
That's
the same one
probably
or
it.
not.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's it. So I didn't gain any more trust with Will.
Yeah.
One, because to say that the rumors were made up when I'm one of the people who put out a rumor,
Yeah.
and I know the people I talk to, are close enough to the situation to have a better understanding than I do. So that I was biased in it.
Fair.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just hear that stuff and I just sort of roll my eyes. Like, I just think he's, I don't know, just sounds like lip service to me.
I do think they have a PR thing they need to work out.
Yeah.
Carolyne, you've gotten clearer visually. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm trying to move my thingy around. I can hear you guys now. I can hear you guys are talking about the interview with Will Moorad.
Yes.
So, okay. Yeah.
But I'm, even though that, like, I don't fully trust what he's saying, I can look at it and appreciate what he's trying to do with WFP. And I've said forever, I want all the athletes to have all the opportunities, and I want them to, but I also don't want them to be forced to give up other opportunities just for that one. But anyway,
yeah, I mean, I get where Will's coming from. Like, if they get big enough where they're able to pay enough, then yeah, it would be exclusive, and it would be like you would just make that choice as an athlete. Like, what is more important to you, a guaranteed contract or going to become the fittest on earth? I guess you got to make that decision.
yeah.
I don't see an issue with it per se. I don't know that it's, again, business mindedly, like, I don't see where they're, I think he's onto something with the, like, you need to get big enough to where the city wants you there. And that venue is, that's one thing that has kind of always confused me about the space. Like, why are we
had it?
Huh?
We had it. Madison wanted us there.
Yeah. And I don't know why you just take that. Like, if you can get the venue for free, that's got to save you several $100,000. Like, that you could put that into the prize purse.
They needed to work with the city to come up with a permanent outdoor piece to that somehow, some way.
Yep.
Whether it's on that property or somewhere else. And I do like that Will did say that their goal is to make their tour stops in the same place so they can develop relationships with the city and get that partnership. And that's what Legends told me they were trying to do in Columbus.
Yeah.
Well, year one is all about building your reputation, right? Because no one knows what this league was outside of our little CrossFit community. So it's hard to sell without having, multiple years of data to back up and then to show to a city. So yeah.
Yeah.
I do think they need to be forthcoming with what first place is going to get next year.
Talks to Phil B's comment here.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they wouldn't post the season contracts. It will get more athletes interested.
Well, you know what you're fighting for. You know what the pro card is worth. Right now, we don't know exactly. I mean, you know what it's worth if you get last place at each one and what the minimum you could get, and I guess what the top, but you don't really know what the guaranteed are. And that's the thing that's drawing people in, is having that guaranteed income. So this year you could negotiate, I guess, maybe a little bit your contracts based off things, but the following year is just going to be based off of your ranking from this season and then so on. But yeah, I think that number should be published a little bit just to see where it helps people make decisions.
Well, like in the NBA or the NFL, they have tiered contracts. Like,
Yeah.
if you're drafted 6th, you're going to make between, and they pretty much know down to like a couple dollars what that athlete's going to make. Now, what may get negotiated that we don't know are like incentives or benefits or things like that. Or just different language. But the money you pretty much know. So I don't understand why they don't publish the money.
Yeah.
If you want to be called a pro sport, that is what pro sports do. Every contract is public.
Do you
I know, for the new women's professional league, like they didn't put the contracts in the first year, but I know that's something that they're going to be putting now, just so athletes and their agents can go to the table with the team and be like, hey, this is my player, this is what they're making. But you couldn't really do that when the contracts aren't public.
John, I don't think it's guaranteed even if you're hurt. I believe that the guaranteed money is only if you show up at the event. It was described on one podcast as, if you show up to 2 out of 3 events, you will get 66% of your guarantee.
Yeah.
But I think that's why you're getting some people showing up for a day of events and then withdrawing.
But the thing is also, like, not only are they getting the money is paid, like their trip is paid for, like their travel and stuff. Like that's a huge thing as well, because
Right.
we don't have that anywhere else but the Rogue Invitational.
Right.
So like, you can't fault these athletes have like this great opportunity in front of them where it's guaranteed money. Their trip is paid for. You don't have any qualifiers to do. Just show up. Like, why would you say no? Like, it's hard not to.
Phil, we talked about that next year would be by finish, and even this year was different.
Right.
And they get a Letterman jacket. So anyway, enough about that. We have him in Fact or Fiction, so we'll probably finish up there. But I did have a question from John George that I wanted to ask a question going back
was
a
it
little
the Gym
bit.
Reapers? Or no?
No.
Oh yeah, I saw.
How about Wodapalooza do the Masters games paired with the TYR Cup? So like at nighttime, the primetime event is the TYR Cup, and then during the day is the Masters CrossFit Games, and make it age group.
Yeah, age group. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not sure I'd want the age group games in the sand.
no.
That's so I think we'd have to tweak it a bit, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think that could be huge to get. I think that would bring in a lot more spectators.
It would bring in a lot of people.
And I think Columbus, I don't see why that wouldn't work in Columbus. Wouldn't be maybe as fun for the tier Cup athletes, but
I don't know how much you guys explored in Columbus. If you walked out of that door and went straight for 2 blocks, there's the hockey arena, the baseball stadium, and the soccer stadium.
Yeah, I saw that part.
So the last 2 are outdoor things that you could do, like a tier cup outside, and you wouldn't have the Marine lair come in on the floor at night.
Yeah, that was like dangerous.
And Denise is probably right. Is Wodapalooza willing to give up all the money the community and other divisions bring in?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, they have Miami, which would stay. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's a cool idea. I don't think it'll ever happen.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a cool idea. But I like, why not try to partner the age group games with something else like that?
Exactly.
So Miami and SoCal are also big draws as destinations. What are you saying, Andrew? That like nobody wants to come to Columbus?
Oh, somebody's got to spoil it for me. I haven't watched it yet. Sprague and Gerard's golf outing. Who won? Did James win?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I'll watch it when I get off here. I had it queued up. I was getting ready to watch that.
But he's just self-proclaiming that those 2 are the best in the men's field, but there's other golfers in the men's field.
I guess somebody better step up and say they're good and go challenge them.
I bet you to dig at Jason, like of the podium finishers, they're the 2 best golfers and they're battling it out.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Fact or fiction, I did not get into the system today. I had an errand to run. So I'm just going to read them out loud. Fact or fiction, number 1. Potential semifinals should be allowed to partner with other comps to give automatic bids to their competition. And the reason I ask this is because Carolyne told me to. But more importantly, let me pull up the post. Maybe. My search in Instagram is not moving fast. Anyway, Northern California Classic put out a post. If it comes up, I'll pull it up. Where they said that if you compete in this event and you win, you get an automatic bid to the NorCal Classic.
The Crash Crucible or Crash Camp, whatever it's called.
Camp, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you win the Crash Camp, you get an automatic bid to NorCal Classic.
Which is next year.
Correct. And it's assumed, if you look at the dates and times of everything NorCal has put out, that it will be a semifinal again. So should you get an automatic bid by doing a competition this year for the CrossFit Games season next year, or should they have to go through the open?
It's more
the traditional way.
It's more so like that field's already set. The qualifier already happened for Crash. And after the fact,
yes,
these people are getting invites when no one else even knew that was going to be an opportunity. Like, that's where I have like issues with a lot of times, is just like the invites that just kind of come out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, well, if I knew, or if this, because like they have their qualifier that they normally do in January, which their pre-tickets price, whatever, should be coming out soon, and then they have their December price. So you have your qualifier already. What's the I feel like you have your qualifier and then or the open or something. Like I just want the routes to kind of be similar. I just find that every semifinal does their own type of qualification, and it's very confusing and hard to follow. And I think if it was everyone was like through the open or their qualifier, and it's not, well, if you went to this event, that's also a spot. I think it just becomes too confusing and hard to keep up with.
Yeah, that's been a thing in the Masters realm for a while now. And like kind of with Rogue, right? Like you don't even know, do I need to get 4th? Do I need to get 6th? Like how many people are they even taking from this qualifier? Like that kind of stuff is annoying because you don't know how many people they're inviting. And that, like, I've noticed that in some Masters comps, like maybe they're inviting 6 people, maybe they're inviting 3. Like this age group gets 27 from the qualifier. This age group gets 24 from the qualifier. There's no rhyme or reason. You aren't even sure. And more importantly, like I would say fact. I would say fact if it was all laid out and it wasn't post like the qualifier happening. Like if you said this is going to be a thing for next year and then you do it
before the crush qualifier.
Yes, then I don't see really any issue with it. Like everyone should know that if you go to crash and win, you have an opportunity. Now I would say opportunity because I still don't think they should get an automatic bid. I think they still need to do the open and because you need.
Because right now you can bypass the open according to this post. You could now I don't know, maybe to get a spot to the games, and it's similar to what the semifinals was this year. Like you could be at the semifinal without doing the open or quarterfinals, but if you had your spot, it's that Gee scenario, right?
Yeah.
But he wasn't in the top 2,000 or whatever. But it would be like a Fuliano. Sorry, Fuliano would be a better example.
So if they didn't do the open, they wouldn't be able to go to the games even if they won that.
Yeah, they would get a spot at NorCal, but not necessarily.
I guess that's fine. I just think it's dumb. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an issue with it, but it should be known before every stage. Like we need to know about it. It can't be post qualifications. In my opinion.
I think that's the problem with a lot of what happened last year is the rules came out after things had already happened in the season, and that made it crazy. I know Barbell Spin put out a thing this week. Why do we get so upset about change? And that's it. It's that when the change happens, we don't really know what's happening until midway through the season when the rules have finally settled.
I think Tyler spoke about this with his wife. It's that things keep changing. Like you have a baseline. This happened to me every year. Like I had a line and then I would do that, but the line moved. Every year this happened to me. We went from 40 to 20 to 10. And it's like, and I would have qualified, but the line kept moving. Like that is extremely frustrating for athletes trying to get somewhere when the line keeps moving on them. I know it doesn't matter for the top 10 in the world and they'll deal with it, but like it really, and that's the problem is like it's hard to grow the sport when shit doesn't make sense to your middle tier of athletes.
Yep. All right. Easy part 2. Fact or fiction? Chicken wings are an appetizer.
Fact. I was cracking up watching him on that. The fact that he was just like, it's a meal. I mean, I get it.
Who said it was a meal?
Tyler was
and John.
Oh, I don't know if
I think John was telling him that it's an appetizer.
I don't know if I watched it this week.
Yeah. Well, the thing that upset me most is that they both were like, "Oh, I don't eat appetizers," and blah blah. Yeah. You know what they are? Come on,
right?
Like we're not under a rock here, guys.
Right? They're on every appetizer menu.
Yeah, I mean, it depends if you take a bunch of different wings and also now your quantity. But if you get like 6 wings as an appetizer, whatever it is, like a pound of wings, it's an appetizer.
It's an appetizer for sure.
Are you a ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
Yeah, ranch. I hate blue cheese. You're a blue cheese?
All day. Yeah.
Ranch.
When I was a kid, I loved ranch. And now that I'm older, I cannot stand ranch. I don't want it on anything.
crazy. It can go on everything.
All right, fact or fiction. Will Moorad is becoming the Dave Castro of the WFP. And my thinking behind this, just so, and you can take it wherever you want to, is the WFP leadership are taking a step back and they're letting Will out there on his own to answer all the questions. And Will be the one that takes the heat. And that is what they have designated him to be now moving forward.
Yeah, I can see that. And he's like, you know, like Dave Castro's a prick. Like, I feel like Will's getting that a little bit. And he seems to be the director of sport, right? He seems to be the one that's making all the workouts. So in many ways, I would say fact that he is taking that role on.
I don't know. I think fiction. I don't see it the same, I guess. I don't know enough about him to make that comparison. Like, he does the programming. He's a lot closer to the athletes and has a different relationship, I think, to the athletes, that it's hard to compare because he has a different experience in the field than Dave would.
See, in my mind, he is, but it's not because he's becoming the prick. It's because he is now the face of WFP.
Yeah.
Just like Dave became the face of the CrossFit Games. And so if there's any heat coming, it will be Will that takes it now.
Yeah.
Because Jackson and Ryan Husband have all taken a step back out of the spotlight, and they've let Will kind of run with it from here on. That's my view of it. Not necessarily like that because I like Will. Like, it's really hard for me not to like Will because I've had a lot of years talking to him at different points in time, and he's always been really cool. But I do think that he is now out there as the face or scapegoat, whatever may come. Meredith Jones, isn't ranch almost a requirement as an American? Ugh.
It is.
Larry Young, love blue cheese, but it's so many cows. I'll be quite honest with you. When I'm eating a chicken wing, if it's a good chicken wing, I don't want anything on it. I just want the sauce and the chicken. I don't want the ranch or the blue cheese. But if it's not great and I need a little bit of pick me up, I'll go with the blue cheese.
No, I want the ranch. I want all of it. Dump it in there.
All right, last fact or fiction. There really is no sale of CrossFit. They've all been duping us.
It sort of seems that way at this point, huh?
I feel like we've been waiting for like 6 months at least from this sale talk. It was like, oh, is it going to be right after the Open? Is it going to be right before the games? No, it's going to be right after it's like, keep pushing it. I don't know.
You might be onto something here. Like, maybe nothing's happening. Maybe they couldn't make anything work out.
Clock, sneaky truth. Well, hear me out. Now, let's go full conspiracy theory. Because they said they're up for sale, we haven't been banging on them for all the stuff they do poorly.
Yeah.
And in that time, they've actually started to do stuff well.
Yeah.
Right. And actually start moving in the right direction with better marketing campaigns. It was a pretty good CrossFit Games this year. All the old merchandise back. Social media is back up and running and thriving again. The CrossFit podcast is up and running. And now they're like, hey, we've got it all rolling on the right track now. And we could actually maybe wait a couple of years and sell it for even more.
Yeah.
Well, if you're trying to sell it, you need to make it look good before you try to sell, because.
But maybe they made it look too good. And now they're like, well, if we can just keep this rolling.
Give it another year. See if they can build on the games even more. Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to dive down this conspiracy theory because it's been 6 months of them telling us it's been sold.
Right.
And 500 different names. And
Sousa hasn't even had a sales show in like 2 months. Nope. Like, I feel like it's done. It's killed.
No info. No new info.
So we all believe that CrossFit really hasn't sold.
Yes.
That we've all been duped.
Yep.
Yep. I'm a fact on that one. I'm going with the conspiracy. I like a good conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. So I had some questions for you. Denise had a question back here. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question. What age groups do you think they will have in person for the semis, 35 to 45? I can't see them having in person for divisions that only have 15 athletes going to the games.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
It depends. I think from what I'm hearing in the people that are doing at least some of the people doing these events, is that it will be fully an age group thing. Last year at semis, we only let 2 people go from each one,
right?
At most.
Yeah.
So you can still have it and just let 1 or 2 people from the 65 to 69 go.
Yeah, I could see it. That's a big put on. I mean, do you think they'll have a European one and
That was my exact thought right now. I was like, are the opportunities only going to be in the States? Because I don't think that's fair. But it's a step forward at the same time of having an in-person event, and drug testing at those in-person too prior. How about that?
That's a good start.
There you go. That's a good point.
Let's do it.
So CrossFit said he bought it.
Hook, line, and sinker.
I'd believe that as much as anything right now.
Yeah.
All right. I have a couple questions for you guys while I open it up to the chat. It is question time. You can shoot us any of us a question. How big is the European pop for those groups and masters calculated decision? I will say that
big.
The worldwide representation at the Masters games is even higher than the CrossFit games.
Yeah.
So I do see where that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the best in the world are not from the United States, and you could be taking away their opportunity.
I'd argue that they'll still make it, but yes, it's taking away it.
Not all masters though, the oldies. Hey, I'm telling you, like the English,
Yeah.
Scottish, Irish oldies are really good.
Yeah.
So
there's usually 1 or 2. I think like the older men, like 65 plus men, only have like 1 outside of the US.
Like Kelly Friel has won the game so many times.
Yep.
Like she's a champion in her division every time.
Yeah. She's won like 4 times. Second 3 times, first 4 times. Yeah.
2 out of 20 were outside the US. Yeah, that's definitely lower in those groups, because I would say it's quite a bit higher in the 35 and the 40.
And are most people accepting their places to go to the games, would you say? Or is 2 just because international didn't travel?
I think
most people accept. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you while we're waiting, if anybody else has questions.
Okay.
If you could pick a comp workout that you would crush, what 3 movements would it contain?
Toe to bar muscle up, power clean.
What weight for the power clean?
Probably like 125.
Deadlift, burpees, box jump.
I almost said burpees, but I feel like I needed to put a barbell in there.
Deadlifts at 225 to 275, somewhere in there.
Gross.
For reps.
Yeah.
I'll take on anyone. with those three.
I need like dense set of total bar.
Vi, since WFP has shut down the exclusivity rumor with regard to 2026, did you circle back to the person who told you that was happening? And if so, what did they have to say? Well, the problem is, Vi, it wasn't a person, it was people. And those people were not connected in any way other than they had some relationship with the WFP. And so, but no, I have not circled back with them. And I'm just taking them at their word now that there will not be exclusivity next year.
I just think it's a little bit inherent. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to move stuff around when they hear a conflict, but like, truly, if you want to do, you kind of have to focus on one or the other. As it gets bigger, that's just inevitable. Whether you want to say that they're not requiring an exclusivity, but
do you think it's too early for them to go to like 4 or 5 events next year, or do you feel they should stick to 3 for a few years and then build from that? Because that's expensive, adding more conflicts with other competitions. Like, I feel like the 3 is perfect right now.
I do too.
Where it's not too much. You're already having people not being able to do all 3. So I don't know that they needed to go to more next year.
I totally
And I
agree.
think that's an issue for them going to 4 or even 5 next year, or whatever number they're going to choose. I think they should stick to 3, figure out where to place them, and hold that for a few years until you build your new league. It's too early.
Yep.
It's not the right time to move to more.
Yeah. Well, that's just more travel for fans. Like, you're going to get less and less in-person fans when you do that. Which comp, like, then I got to pick which one I go to, and I'm probably going to save it for the finals, which is the most important. You can't even guarantee that everyone's going to show up at the other 3 because they don't matter, because the only one that matters is the last one that's worth double.
Well, they would matter if you add more.
No, they'll matter less. They'll get spread out even more.
Simple math, they would matter more.
No.
4 events at single points and 1 event at double points, you can earn way more points at the 4 single point events.
You'll get more people spread out and only do, like, the thing is, you're not going to know who's going to be where, because inevitably you're going to have people missing from each event. So, like, as a fan,
well, yeah, I don't want to have that argument, but
well, that's what I'm saying. As a fan, it's pointless to go to these first 4 events.
I just think it's too expensive. You're paying for the athletes to compete at all of these events for their travels.
Mm-hmm.
You're needing to find venues, 3, 4, like, you know, an additional 1 or 2.
They're getting the venues for free. But here's my thing. 1, if you put them on different continents, then it's a different fan base that you're going after.
Yeah.
2, they have a PR problem. When Jason Hopper goes on a very popular podcast and says, I just didn't have the excitement for this event because the games just happened. Like, it becomes now a PR problem that what is important to the athletes? And if they're not coming in with their best effort, how many people are going to be paying big ticket prices to come see it?
See, I don't buy that people don't go with their best effort.
I'm not saying that all of them were in Jason.
I think they're all trying, and they use different things as excuses. I'm going to continue to say that. If they have a good weekend, they're good. And if they don't, then they're tired from the games. Like, they keep, like, they're all trying their hardest. It just depends whether they executed. Sometimes you're sick that weekend. Sometimes you shit the bed. Sometimes litters shit the bed. So maybe sometimes people, but, like, I don't know. I think they're all trying their best. Like, I have a hard time believing that they're showing up and not trying to do the best that they can on an event, unless they're injured and they're just showing up for the paycheck just to get points. That's the only reason. And then maybe pull out very early.
Phil B, do we have new rumors lined up this week? I've shut down the smear campaign machine for the week. I will say it for the last time. I only say things on here that I have heard from multiple sources in different that have no connection. That is it. Whether it was right, wrong, or indifferent, it was believable because I heard it from several people from different sources, from different avenues. So, and the one story that I was told made a lot of logical sense. So that's all it is. And I stand by what I was told. Just to say that's
I will add one more point to what I said, and that's that the WFP releases their events like 3 weeks before. Yeah. So I think that also plays a role into your preparation. You know what you're preparing for, how to taper, like the days leading in, what to kind of play around with to feel better going into the event versus trying to train everything and like what the events are too. So in terms of preparation, it helps the athletes knowing what they are.
I'll stick to what CrossFit does. I'll just put my smear on a bagel. Schmear. CrossFit, you also know it's not going to be your week.
That's sort of the problem with knowing events early. Like, that works better for some athletes than others. Like, some athletes can practice events 2-3 times, dial it in, and perform better. Some just can't really do that, or can't put in, like, I mean, if Jason is volume sensitive, he's not going to practice the workouts 3 times.
But that's knowing yourself as an athlete, and that's your coaches knowing how to prepare you. That's part of the game. Like, if that's not something that works for you, like Ariel doesn't test many of the workouts before. She does pieces of them. A lot of times she does harder pieces than what they are. But you need to figure out what works for you.
What do you think about what Ariel does? If you want to pay $5 to her Instagram, you can see what she does every day other than her strength workout.
She doesn't share the strength that she's
$5,
doing?
right? Because someone else writes her strength, so I don't think she feels she has the right to put it out for everybody to consume. But if you become a member of her Instagram channel for $5 a month, you can see every workout she does every day.
I mean,
I tried to see what she was doing and like what she was posting on it as a member. And she does her workout every day with full explanation. She talks about how it went for her, how she felt during it, where it got sticky, all the kind of stuff.
I don't think that matters. Like, people could look at her scores. It doesn't mean that like they'll replicate what they're like. They don't know how she's feeling. They don't know if that was her first piece, second piece. She just dropped off her daughter like at sporting event, like what the transition space was between her machines. Like, I don't think it matters to put your scores out there that much.
With the full workout, you're like the reason I find it like
I have mine on Beyond the Whiteboard for almost everything that I do, basically public. The qualifiers I keep secret, odd little stuff if I want to just put it as only me, but like most of my stuff is just public. All of my scores, everything. I don't care. Like, people don't know what the spacing is, but like between stuff, like you could do the same workout and it looks different.
Well, we came from an era where like Matt wouldn't share anything and Tia wouldn't share anything. At the end of the day, you're either working hard or you're not, and you're going to be fit or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
I just found it refreshing to see.
I like that she does that.
I guess, and I don't have Beyond the Whiteboard, or I'd check out what you write up there every day.
But it's like, I don't know. People can do what they do. This doesn't mean that other people can do what they do.
Right. Well, and Ariel said there's only one athlete that subscribes to her Instagram, and that's Danielle Brandon.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's interesting.
That is
last question from me, unless something else comes in from the group. What is your favorite comp to compete in besides the CrossFit Games?
Rogue Invitational. Not even close. Not even close.
Maybe Fresh Coast because it's different. And then there was a local comp around here that I used to do that I like. It's Cougars and Sugar Daddies. So you have to, like, I was usually the Cougar. So like I would have to compete with a boy that was younger, more than 10 years younger than me. And or
Sugar Daddies had to do it with a female that was more than 10 years younger than them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. That was a cool comp. I liked it. And I mean, it's just something different to do, but I also like to feel like I get value out of my competitions. Like I like a three-day event that has 9 scores. Like I like MFC. It's close, convenient. I think there's enough workouts. So if I had to say like value-wise, I'd probably say MFC. But just like a fun little event, Fresh Coast. It's fun. I like doing the stuff on the beach, something different.
CrossFit. Who wins the cup now that Barkov is injured, Caro? Canada finally?
I mean, I'd like to see Montreal, their young players, step up this year and do something, but it's been a while since Montreal's done well. I don't know. I haven't seen that Barkov got injured. I don't know what he has injured, but Barkov plays on the Stanley Cup winning team, Florida.
I'm just tired of Florida and Edmonton. I'm ready for something new.
I mean, I would like Edmonton to win one just for McDavid to have his cup because he's so good. As long as he doesn't go to Toronto, then I'm happy if he just gets a cup.
Well, I've heard that the Penguins are selling everybody off this year, so I'm just buckling up for a rough season. Well, that is it. If there's no other questions from you guys, I think Jamie's performance says that
James from WFP.
James' performance says that some folks were able to put in their best work at both this year. I'm not saying that there were people that couldn't do that, but as from a PR perspective, when an athlete or two start making those statements, it's a PR nightmare for a company. That's all. And I'm not saying that they're doomed. That's what's so hard about people with the WFP. You say one critical statement and they think you mean it's like awful.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, if you're running a company, you don't want your athletes saying anything negative about the company at all, especially a startup. You don't want the CrossFit Games champ saying, I'm too tired to give my best effort at this, whether it's an excuse, whether it's whatever.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't look good.
It just becomes a PR thing that you now have to deal with. And you have to then tell future athletes that might be interested that that's not really the case. He had the flu that week or blah, blah, blah. You know, like it's just something.
Workouts didn't line up or whatever.
Right. PR is people's perceptions. It doesn't mean it's reality. It's that people get a perception because of something that was said, and now you as a company have to deal with it. Right? That's all. I'm not saying that they're doomed because of it. I'm just saying that it's now another thing on their list that they have to deal with. And with that, it's been a fun Sunday night. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I am not going to be on the lunch show tomorrow. I have some appointments tomorrow, so I'll have to skip that. But I am on the Beasterfield podcast later this week.
Ooh.
On Thursday. And then I'll be back Tuesday for lunch. I think it's Beasterfield.
Beast Orfield?
It's Beast E-R.
Beasterfield.
That's one last name, Beasterfield. Chris Beesterfield.
Mhm.
So I'll be on that on Thursday, I think 3 p.m. Eastern. I need to look back at the text. But with that, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And thank you, John George, for becoming a member. We appreciate that so much. And with that, have a great week, everybody. We'll see everybody next time on Sunday Night CrossFit Talk.